Malik Beasley had 10. And we are 9 minutes into the game. Here's Emmanuel Terry. He lit up tonight with some major highlights yesterday. Lost the handle.
Things in Phoenix in terms of establishing what type of players they want to have there, not just in terms of talent, but the type of people, the type of men, integrity, approach to the game. And this guy right here, it starts and ends with him there in Phoenix. And happy for Devin and his family, like you said, Rick.
And you see the improvement year by year. And last year, 24.9 PPG, took over 19 shots. Youngest player ever to top 70 points in the NBA. He did that against the Celtics a couple of years ago. But in this league, you need shooting. It's the most important skill in the NBA, and he's one of the best shooters in the NBA. And last year, with all the issues they had at point guard, I saw Devin Booker, you know, with the ball more and making plays and more of a setup guy. And his game really expanded, not unlike Bradley Beal.
University next year.
Nice.
But Devin's a good young man, which makes me really happy for him to get the contract and the recognition that he so well deserves.
Congratulations to Devin Booker and his family. That is huge. So, hard question alert. I want you to answer that question as Akun Purcell misses the three. 10 years from now, we're looking back at the 2018 draft with some revisionist
out for in the West.
So I had an interesting conversation with on a draft show with Greg Anthony and Isaiah Thomas. And this was on the air. These aren't secrets. This was on NBA TV. I asked both of those great gentlemen, 10 years from now, who's the best player in the 2018 draft?
Okay.
Isaiah Thomas said Jaren Jackson Jr. And after the game we just watched, that doesn't seem like such a reach. Greg Anthony said Michael Porter Jr.
I mean, we'll see. You know, I think that it's quick for us to try and define who's the best player at something, and they haven't really played. I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr.'s played 2 games, and maybe 3 in the summer. Michael Porter Jr. hasn't played yet at all. Greg Anthony has a good perspective because his son is an up-and-coming young talent.
Cole Anthony
at the high school level team already. Bring him along slowly and allow him to start to, slowly infuse himself into what is turning into last night, coming back tonight. Still high energy, high intensity from multiple guys. Coach Jordy Fernandez, he looks like he's a passionate.
It seems like there's always at least one Kentucky guy, and that's a huge credit to John Calipari, as Akun Purcell missed, but through that activity got it back and dimed Emmanuel Terry. Both of those
guys this summer really hang out like college guys, get to know one another, understand who you're playing with, really like each other and enjoy playing together. That ultimately leads to carryover once the season starts. Guys being more unselfish.
Center. And ever since that time, we've had one of the best offenses in the NBA. He's a unique talent. He as a big man, he thinks like a point guard, and he makes everybody around him.
In terms of how we want to get where we're trying to go, even if we don't always agree on that. And, many coaches, we talked about.
Oh, my! A big-time jam by HassanMartin. He wants to get on the highlight reel as well.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But many coaches in the last few years, David Fisdale, Dwayne Casey, just great coaches that have been fired and they've got new jobs. Fizz is in New York, Dwayne Casey's in Detroit, but it's not just that one piece of that kind of three-headed.
Whoa. I mean,
man, that was pretty physical foul.
Ojale literally just ran over Akun Purcell. All right, so let's take a look at this jam by HassanMartin. Wow.
Boston foul number 37, Shemi Ojale.
Another guy.
Oh, and a stare down afterwards. Look at the stare down. Fish.
Thought I couldn't jump that high, huh?
Stan Okoye got a glare after that jam, and he dunked right on him.
Which is fine. I think coaches understand that when they accept the job and they decide to get into the profession. But so important that everyone continues to see working together, communicating and collaborating.
Year as a senior at Rhode Island. And here he goes again, but this time he got taken out of the air by Stan Okoye, and let's hope he's okay. Stan Okoye wasn't having another posterization on his watch.
Number 6, Stan Okoye, his 4th personal foul.
No, good attempt, good strong finish again by Martin. It's tough to come off the bench. He didn't play a lot of minutes in the first half, you know, but to come off the bench here in the third quarter and be ready to explode, you know, and physically attack the rim, impressive by Martin. And, you know, again, you have to commend a lot of these young guys on these teams that, whether they're getting minutes or not, they're coming into the game and they're physically ready to play. They're mentally attacking the opportunities to go out there and show that they belong here. And it's just really good to see. You know, you don't see guys out here maybe not in great shape. You know, guys physically look strong. They're running fast. You know, they're hitting each other, playing physically, and you know, it's a good quality.
And with Strick, it was the scoops and the reverses, and the big would come over to contest, and they would have
just to kind of get past it. But it had to be a scary moment briefly while he was in the air.
I mean, it makes you think of